At this point, I don't know who's going to be the next president, and I'm not sure which is scarier. I'm genuinely a little bit worried about both of them at the wheel. If I'm being 100% honest, I really, really wish, like if I remove myself from the comedy of it all and just the entertainment of it all, and let's pretend I get to be one of the Joint Chiefs. Like that's going to be my job at the end of the year, and I know that one of these guys is going to be my boss, and I'm going to have to make big decisions. Oh my God, I'm so stressed. I'm like, am I going to be a war criminal in history books? Or am I going to be like the dummy who was asleep at the wheel because one of these goofballs was the president?
I don't know if there are any like of my friends that I wouldn't want to be president more than like our high level politicians.
Come on. I don't. All right.
My buddies, any of the guys I went to high school with, I'd rather have them.
I went to high school with people who make lousy presidents.
There's not a lot of jobs where you look at it and you go, "That's a high class job," but I reckon I could do it better.
T-Bone.
You know, like I wouldn't be like, "Hey, I reckon I could run JP Morgan better than the guy that runs JP Morgan," because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I reckon I could, even as a non-American, I reckon I could run the country better than both of those two people.
I'd vote for. I would pick Slush over either one. I think.
I think
he's not an American.
I don't care. We could use a guy with a fun accent in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Instead of it being all somber, he could be like, "Well, there's some real rough stuff going on over there in Gaza."
Yeah,
and I don't like it any more than you. I hear you booing.
Those fucking cunts in Russia, man. They are fucking shit up over there. We're gonna fucking do something about it, bro.
Russia,
I would like to hear a president say
want nothing to do with it.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
That would be good.
I don't know who I want to lead the country, but it's not either of those guys. It really isn't. It's not the fucking Rock.
That guy seems like
the Rock's a Trumper, first of all.
He's not.
Then why is he getting so much hate?
You know, it's funny how that happened. So people don't know, in 2020, Rock endorsed Biden. He said, look, I'm a celebrity, and I feel like I have a responsibility to use my voice to push people in what he thinks is the right direction. All right, cool. And then in 2020, he's on Fox News, and they're like, you endorsing Biden again? And he explained what I just explained and said, I'm not going to endorse anybody this time around. Not Trump, not Biden, whatever. So right-wing news ran with the story. The Rock not endorsing Biden. And he's like, I'm just staying out of politics. I feel like I shouldn't use my voice for this. It was a mistake last time. And like Kyle did this, I agree. I think he just, whichever way the wind blows, he feels there isn't a safe person to endorse, that no matter what side he chooses, he loses half the people. So he's just staying away.
So now his money is coming from WWE.
Yeah,
I think they made him like a board trustee. I know
he is. Yeah,
I think I
actually do know, but this is something I know about. I watched WrestleMania on the weekend. Yeah, they made him. He's on the board and he is fully back. He was in WrestleMania now, and he's not just that he's on the board.
He's like back. The head of storyline production. Like he's a big part of what the story is, and I didn't really know this, like you know this, but maybe others don't. Like, there's like it's like a soap opera.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and so his story is called the Bloodline, which is like him and his cousins, and he's I don't know if they're actually cousins, but like his big blood, like the big fucking Islander dudes, and they're fighting against Cody Rhodes, who's
son.
Yeah, who is called the American Nightmare, and so they're like they're fighting against each other.
He should have called himself the Aryan Assassin. He looks like he's right out of fucking.
We're getting off topic a little bit. Like the WWE is tied in with the UFC, and they're very tied in with Trump. So he's just staying out of politics this time.
Yeah.
Oh, just the viewership of wrestling is.
I reckon he's doing it to protect investments.
Conservatives, goddamn.
Yeah.
All right.
I reckon he's doing it to protect his investments. Like I highly doubt he endorsed Biden for any other reason than this will make you look good.
I would imagine the UFC viewership as well is much more right leaning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to think so.
Yeah.
I mean, based on the crowds, so at baseball games, you'll see like, especially a World Series baseball crowd is not the people of this country. As you can imagine, when those seats are thousands of dollars a piece or whatever. So he'll get boozed there. But when he's at those UFC events, it's like 85, 90% good, like thumbs up. And then you hear that occasional, but everyone who sees him is clamoring to touch him and to get time with him. All the celebrities, you see like the B-list celebrities, and I mean that like respectfully, like real celebrities, but they're just not like a AAA celebrity. like they're in line over there to maybe get to talk to Mr. Trump. Like it's definitely a pro-Trump.
It's cultish. It's kind of fucking freaky the way that they worship him. They want to touch him. It's like he's Jesus.
It's weird.
Yeah.
At what? UFC? Sorry, I was
at
trying
UFC. At
a
UFC
funny
events.
clip of
Have you ever seen that picture of all the people laying hands on Trump and like he's praying and then everybody's laying hands on him in the Oval Office, or maybe in there's a table. It's called the something. Anyway, he's at this table and they're all laying hands on Trump, like praying for him, empowering
I saw
him.
the Arizona one recently. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, they're speaking in tongues on the floor of like the Senate House or the congressional.
What are they
building.
called? What's that religion called? There's
Christianity.
it's
no, there's a specific branch of Christianity.
No, it's I watched a video about how Christianity's broken down, and it's shockingly like branched off. But I'll say this: it's not just this one obscure group. I grew up in a church where it happened.
No, but Catholics, Catholics don't do that.
Oh, it's Protestant.
Pentecostal.
Protestant,
That's what it is.
Pentecostal.
Yeah, but like it happens in Baptist and Methodist churches. It happens in churches of God. It happens
because we had a prime minister. Essentially,
we were talking about the Arizona thing that happened. I'm pretty excited about that topic.
The speaking of tongues. Yeah,
they were on the floor of like the Arizona Senate House or whatever the fuck it was, like a government building, speaking in tongues and praying because they had just removed a woman's right to choose entirely. Like no exceptions for health of the mother, no exceptions for rape or incest or any of that fun stuff.
So you're telling me?
No, hang on, whoa, no.
Am I wrong?
You're almost perfect. It's just that in cases where the mother's life is threatened, abortion is okay.
Okay, maybe I'm off on that.
So you're telling me that they passed a law where abortion is illegal, and then they all jiggled around on the floor, essentially.
Close. Yeah. They actually a judge chose to recognize a law that was already on the books for.
Oh, that was like that 160-year-old law
from before Arizona was a state.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
a state law from before it was a state. Now that's the one.
It was a territorial law, but those were grandfathered in. I'm sure. I bet there was lots of good laws they grandfathered in, like don't shoot people in the head, and like don't steal horses.
Dude, that's got to be an early law everywhere you go.
Probably, but
I think we could all learn something by recognizing that people in the year 1797 knew that this was wrong. Okay, I think that's where we all stand, right?
Suddenly, Kyle's pro-choice.
Someone here has to be.
I am.
You're gonna see my girlfriend running and then start like beating my ear.
Yeah, I'd say.
You can kill the babies. You can kill them all.
I have no opinion on it. I have no opinion on it because I'm never going to get pregnant. It has nothing to do with me. But my opinion on it is, what does my wife think? Because I don't want to have a massive fucking argument with her. That's it.
What I genuinely believe is that they're murdering an unborn human being child that should have all the rights that we have. I also think porpoises should have those rights. That's not neither here nor there. But I also don't want to have a baby, so I say get in there, doc, and make us proud. All right, like don't come out with nobody.
Yeah,
no, I agree with you. It's murdering a baby.
Get in there and get it. I want the doc to be in camouflage when he goes in.
You
there,
have a good KD
like,
right
show
there.
some
I want to see his stats.
Like, go in there like SEAL Team 6, fucking quad nods. Like you're gonna be a
Bravo 6 going dog.
You're gonna be an assassin represent.
Yeah.
Like he should have tactical lights and stuff like that. Like imagine if he had that abortion vacuum they use, but it was tactical. It had a scope and a laser.
Yeah.
He's got a big stock on the back.
Big grip of silencer.
The Republicans are gonna lose this next election badly because they're focusing on abortion instead of like the economy and immigration. Like focusing on abortion is a surefire way for them to lose. Like
I'm on abortion. The president was so pro-life that the left is attacking him and saying that he's a liar because they can't attack his positions. All right, they can't even attack the president's positions anymore. So they simply say those aren't his positions, right as they come out of his mouth.
Wait, are you the President Biden?
President Trump.
Oh, he's the president in this conversation.
I think we're all well aware that you refer to someone as president, whatever, forever.
but usually not the president. Like when you refer to the president, it means the current president, not the.
Well, it might not be your president.
You don't call Carter the president. I've never heard you call Carter the president or Obama the president.
Because I hate Carter. He's from Georgia. He's a disgrace.
I haven't seen you call peanut farming the president. I haven't seen you call
no, Trump is me and Kyle's president. Get over it. Move on.
You're just being silly.
Jefferson Davis is my president.
You still hold on to that.
Yeah. So Trump is doing the two-step thing, right? Like he made all this happen. He's the one that set into motion these women who, get put into life-threatening situations or people just having unwanted babies. But he's like trying to sort of own that legacy while also distancing himself from it.
Trump made a statement on it.
Trump couldn't care less.
And he said that he believes it's a state.
Yeah, he's not guided by principles. He's guided by self-interest.
So Trump's policy currently is the one, like he made he makes his video addresses. I don't know if you've seen him, where he just stands and he speaks for 3 minutes, and it's like, good, these work. I think they do work. They're effective. And he's just like, here's where I stand on abortion. He gives you 3 minutes on abortion, maybe 60 seconds, even a minute of like, I'm Trump. Have you bought my shoes? Have you bought the water? Have you got Trump steaks? They're coming back. They're coming back. It would be Australian beef or something. It would be.
Hey, we have good beef.
They have the second best beef.
That's all you do.
Second best.
Sport beef.
Second best to our beef.
Second best. Have you ever eaten your beef? It's terrible.
I eat it all the time. You just have to buy the good stuff.
No.
What do y'all do in Australia again?
We make cows, bro, and we're good at it. We make good at cows.
We looked at Australia's exports, and it was like our favorite movies. After our favorite movie stars, it became like.
Yeah, you guys fell off after Mel Gibson.
I think it's scrap metal.
Iron ore. I think
it's scrap metal and maybe beef or something. I think you do have a lot of cattle there, in that desert.
We do. We have a cattle ranch in Australia that's bigger than Texas. It's a singular ranch owned by one family, and it's bigger than Texas. Yeah, that's so fucking massive.
Dude, Texas takes a day to drive through. It's something.
Yeah, this is a big fucking farm, bro.
For any Europeans listening, when he says a day to drive through, he means 70 miles per hour in a straight line.
Yeah. It was. I knew it was big, but it was exhausting.
Coal and iron ore,
cold briquettes.
Yeah.
All right, that's a lot of good stuff. A little bit of cotton, a little bit of
a bit of gold there.
Chloride.
What's a coal briquette?
It's charcoal.
It's like what you put in a grill.
It's scrap wood that's been burnt up and turned black. Henry Ford invented it, as far as I know, or at least he invented the idea of selling it as
I think it's compressed as well in a brick.
Yeah.
It's like
I just don't understand why partially burning wood makes it burn better than it did. Like you'd think that the starting place had all the energy, and when I burn the wood a little bit and make it coal, I've removed some of that.
I'm glad
I think it's the opposite. I think you're making the potential easier. I think you're making it combust easier because you've done the hard part and burnt and got the burning.
The last part is only
the last part is like easy to ignite and all the fuel. Like you lost a little.
Not
fuel
that it has more energy. It's just that it's better to use.
It's wood that burns easily. I think Henry Ford was using the ends when they're making all those cars, the Model T or whatever. Those were wood cars on the inside. And he was like, we've got this huge pile of wood. And he invented charcoal. He started bagging it up and selling the shit.
I have another stupid question. What is the coal that comes from the earth made of? Is that just compressed dinosaur goop?
Not dinosaurs, mostly plant life and marine life.
I think it's just compressed carbon, isn't it?
Yeah, carbon that came from the compressed marine life and plant life, that
makes sense. Yeah.
So is oil and natural. All of that is just byproducts of that, of those great dyings of plant life and marine life over time. I wanted it to be actual dinosaur goo, but it's not.
That would be nice.
It's not.
There must be traces of dinosaur goo in there.
The scientists told me it wasn't. They had everything.
They had a summit. And they said, we got to come clean about this, guys.
Yeah, it's not, you're not burning dinosaurs.
The Sinclair
lightly with that anti-dino shit. I can see it coming. I can smell it.
I'm one more pro-dino than you. I don't like these dino revisionists coming around saying, they had feathers and they were little. Fuck you. They were huge and they had scales.
Yeah.
They were scary. I saw them in Jurassic Park.
This little thing for the velociraptors. And it's so... What it is there was a dinosaur that looked like the raptors in Jurassic Park and behaved like them, but it wasn't called that. There was a different dinosaur that was this small little fucking thing that you'd stomp out if it came at you, called a velociraptor. But it's got a cool fucking name, so they took that name.
Okay, what's the cool one called then? Let me look that up.
I sent it to you the other day in WhatsApp. I'm not going to send it again. I'm not sending you any.
I'm not scrolling past 15 videos of people dying to find where it is in our chat.
Those videos are the creme de la creme.
Actually, I'm going to scroll past just to see Kanye's wife again. That was worth it.
I think they closed the so-called guns show loophole today, but in reality, it's this poorly worded legalese that would allow anyone who sells a firearm to another person to be prosecuted.
Really?
Yeah.
Nationally, they did that?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, that's terrible.
Before the idea was you had to be getting, I think the majority of your income, or like more than 50% of your income, from the sale of firearms. If you were doing that, you were said to be a firearms dealer, and you had to get a dealer's license, and so you'd have to do background checks and document and everything, and then report to the government. But you would always able to just sell your shotgun to your neighbor if you wanted to. But it's sort of, the wording of it says that if you're making profit from the sale of guns, and it's like,
okay, so anyone who sells a gun then?
Well, not always. You could, like what your lawyer would say was he bought the shotgun for $800 and he sold it for $550. But that's a scenario where we're already in court, right?
Yeah.
Sounds
like a bad move.
If people don't know the background on this at all, in America, you used to be able to sell guns as a private person, just like you could sell a bicycle, like it was just a thing. And people said it was a gun show loophole because this activity often took place at gun shows, not people with booths.
Oh.
Those are dealers, and those dealers did a background check. But if you're just a dude who wore his gun there, that's a thing you do. You put a little flag in the barrel, so people knew it was for sale. Then you, just as a dude, could sell it to someone else who was just a dude. And then a couple of years ago, I'll make it up, 6 years ago, they put some more requirements in an effort to close that gun show loophole. And like Kyle said, if a lot of your income came from selling guns,
I didn't realize that's how that's what the loophole was. I thought it was that, hey, I thought that there was just no background checks if you brought it off a dealer at a show.
That's what they want.
I swear they misleadingly make you think that. But I promise you, I bought guns.
That's that fucking. Who was that? Who was that stupid fat cunt that did the Michael?
Probably
Moore.
Michael Moore. Yeah, he's stupid fat cunt.
Yeah. So anyway, there was some other
whole movie on it.
That, if you have business cards, they would say you're not a private individual, you're a gun sale person. So you would need to do background checks on the people that you sell guns to. It's only regular guys like me. I've sold maybe 1 or 0 guns my whole life. I had something like that. I'm allowed to sell a gun, or at least I used to be able to. Now it looks like they want almost everyone to do background checks.
They've left that law ambiguous, which is a thing they often do, so that they're not taxed now with scooping up anyone who does it, but B, now they can have another thing to prosecute people with. It's going to be another one of those, and the way it was worded was so annoying. They mentioned the ATF as this poor agency who's underfunded. And it was like, are they? Not they've got anyway.
Not the ATF.
Those poor guys.
The wording of the law is very and the fact that a law has just been passed that by a signature somewhere, nobody voted or anything. You know what I mean? Our congressman didn't get together.
Well, that seems like a bigger deal than it's being made out. I didn't hear about this at all.
Happened today, I believe.
They're after people who are engaging in the business of selling guns, but I can't find the details that Kyle knows.
So we have in Australia, if you sell one, you have to go to a gun dealer and say, hey, can you facilitate the sale of this gun? And then they'll do a background check on the person that you're selling it to. And then essentially sell it to you, and then they charge you a small fee, like $20 or something.
That's basically what probably this will turn out to be. You need to use a firearms dealer to facilitate the background check, like you said. They used to charge $15. That was a long time ago. Oh, and Kyle's right; they're not forced to do it or anything.
Yeah,
and that's how we buy guns on the internet. You think you're buying it on the internet, but really they're shipping it to your local gun store, and then that local gun store.
Yeah, that works the same in Australia. Yeah, like I brought a shotgun recently, and I brought it from another state, and they just shipped it to a gun seller here. The one in the other state did it's not even really a background check here. They just say, oh yeah, he has other guns and a license to have firearms, so it's fine.
Where I'm from, you needed a background check to buy a pistol, even if it was just person to person. You had to have a background check for pistols.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the law is right now.
Yeah, long guns, like I know at least here, there's nothing required for that, or there wasn't until again this afternoon.
Like, so was the pistol thing true in Missouri also?
I don't know the pistol rule here, but I have heard in like different states, like some of them have pistol restrictions. But like my understanding is long guns are always fine. Just being like, hey, what do you want for this double barrel? Oh, $350. All right, here's $350, and here's your shotgun.
Done, legal. Yeah. But
I don't like this one bit, Kyle. I don't like you brought it up to me. I could have gone a long.
I really hold Kyle responsible for all this.
who passed this law? Where does this come from?
Biden signed a piece of paper.
Son of a bitch.
Was it executive order? Is that what they call it?
Exactly. It sounds like it was an executive order.
Yeah.
It was a royal decree. I mean, executive order.
Very different in what those are.
I wonder who guided his hand this time.
Oh, a kind staffer.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you reckon The Rock knows where to stand on them, or do you reckon he has to ask his PR team?
That'd be funny.
Like, whoa.
I
don't want to have an opinion on them. Like, I'm stepping back.
Makes great sandwiches.
Yeah, I like Black Adam. I think I'm the only one.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know who Black Adam is.
There's a movie. The Rock starred it. He was Black Adam, a superhero movie. You wouldn't like it.
I would not like it.
The Rock came in with his ego and crashed a whole fucking like
the household name that is Black Adam.
No, Shazam. No, the fun, quirky DC movie that they made called Shazam, where for once it's not a super serious thing. Basically, a child gets superpowers, and when he does the thing, he becomes like a giant, muscular Superman-looking man. But he behaves like a child would actually behave if they got such powers. And it's a fun little quirky movie. But he exists, like, kind of coincides and interacts a lot with this Black Adam character. So The Rock comes in and makes this Black Adam character that's just so unlikable and dark and douchey. It's like, why do we like this guy?
It's my understanding that Black Adam in the comic books is sort of dark and douchey and doesn't speak much. But what The Rock is good at is like Jumanji type stuff. Big smiles, muscles, charisma. What's Moana? Is that the cartoon he did?
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing that Rock does really well. So he was kind of miscast for Black Adam.
He's the lovable giant. Like I don't even want to see him beat people up anymore.
Have you guys seen Red Notice?
I've never heard of it.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's a I think it's a Netflix one, and it's just the Rock and fucking who's not Kevin Hart this time. The guy that played Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. And so the whole movie is just like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds hanging out. Like I don't even remember the names of their characters. I don't know if their characters had any specific quirks. It's literally just an hour and a half of The Rock and Ryan Reynolds hanging out. And I was like, look, on the outset, like you could look at that and be like, that's a really shit movie. But I mean, they're two likable dudes. Everyone loved them at the time. Fuck, I would watch The Rock and Ryan Reynolds just go and get ice cream, man. That's entertaining. You know, that's good enough for me. You didn't need the set.